Hello, I'm Mark from My Italian Travels, and today I'm going to show you how to choose a few really nice beaches on the Italian Riviera. I've opened up Google Maps because Google Maps is what I'm going to use to show you how to find a really good beach and to show you where the Italian Riviera is. For the most part, it starts right down here at the Tuscany border, and it follows the coastline all the way around till it gets to the French border over here. So you can see there's a lot of little towns scattered around on the beach. Some of them are resort towns, some of them are just little towns that happen to have a local beach somewhere. And I'll show you how to figure out what type of beach to go to, what type that you're interested in for the most part. I'm not really going to show you how to find the beach that I like. I'm going to show you how to find the beach that you're going to like. So we'll go ahead and get started. Google has a really neat feature that helps you look for beaches, and as you can see there's a lot of little towns that you can look at beaches up and along the coast here. And let me show you how this feature works right off the bat. You go to this view, and what Google did is any place that they consider a beach, which for them is anything that has water access, they highlight it in yellow. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be a sandy beach. It could be rocky, cliffy. It could be pebbly. It could have some big rocks, little rocks, all kinds of stuff. So what you do is you can click the map if you want and just drag it along and look for yellow. And then once you find a spot that you want to look in, then you can just zoom in a little bit. Then you can click over to Google Earth. And once you're on Google Earth, you can obviously see this is a beach. You can go over to this little spot here and click on it, and what happens is Google puts pictures of the beach that people have taken while they're on vacation, and it shows you where the picture was taken from, and you can just click on the picture in the box and it'll show you the picture in full screen. Now, as you can see, this isn't a very deep beach. It's not a really long beach, but you can see that there's a decent beach there. And if you want to see if there are any other pictures that will give you any indication of whether or not it's a rocky beach or a sandy beach, you can just scroll along the pictures that they have available at the bottom of the screen. And then if you find something, oh, here's one, I picked this one out earlier, and as you can see, it looks like there's a lot of gravel up here, some big rocks. It looks like it could be sandy as you get closer to the water, or it could be a sand and gravel mix. So it's just something you would have to look at while you're trying to figure out what kind of a beach you want to go to and what area you want to go to as far as beaches go. And then what you do is after you're done looking at that picture, you can just zoom back out a little bit. And if you want to look at other beaches along the way, you just click and drag. You click on the mouse and you just drag the map along. And that's how you can scroll up and down the beach without looking at any towns or anything and see what's where. And I've got quite a few of these other places picked out, and we can look at some of those right away. Okay, I'm going to go over to another beach and show you. This is a pretty zoomed out view, but I'm going to click over here to zoom in on this beach and click over here. You can see this is a fairly nice beach. It's somewhat wide. Sometimes the pictures don't show up right off the bat. You might have to go up and down. Sometimes when I find that if I zoom out then zoom back in right away, it makes the pictures show up a lot faster. But you can come in here and you can go like over here and click on this picture. It shows you right where the picture's taken from on the beach, and you can click on it. And as you can see, this looks like it might have been a picture taken in the fall. People in the background are wearing jackets, so there's not a lot of people on the beach. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of gravelly stuff on this beach. Once again, it looks like there's maybe sand and gravel mixed in, and there's a lot of beaches like this around. You just have to look around, use Google Maps to pick out what type of beach you're looking for, because there's a lot of them scattered all over the place. And the southern part of the Italian Riviera has a lot of rocky beaches and has a lot of cliffs all over the place. So there's beaches are pretty scattered. So you just have to use Google Maps. If you know the name of the town that you want to look at as far as vacationing, you could type that in and then search around. But for the most part, this is the easiest and the best way to search what you're looking for. And I've got quite a few other ones I'm going to show you, so I will go ahead and go to another one. Here's another example of some beaches that I picked out. From here you can't really tell that there's beaches here because with the yellow that Google uses, it's hard to see on this background. It's real easy to see when it's on the green, but I'm going to zoom in and show you that there are definitely beaches here. And you can see the yellow here. It's kind of difficult to see, but there's beaches there. And as I back out, I can see that there's a breakwater. So that could be good if you're not worried about getting splashed from big waves or anything like that. Let's go over here. Let's go look for a picture of the beach to see what type of beach it is. And we will just start to scroll along the pictures. Here's a picture right here. Let's click on it, and it looks like it's a decent beach. Nice. You can tell that it's rocky. It's got sand mixed in with it, and there's more rocks down there. But you can see that there's quite a few people here, so people don't mind going to beaches with lots of rocks on them and so forth. And that's just another example of how to tell if this is the type of beach you want to go to. You might not want a beach that's this rocky. You might find something 30-40 miles away that's a lot nicer. And I got some of those that I can show you also. And let's go to them. This is another little beach that I found while I was scrolling up and down the coast just looking for something different. And you can see it. It's just barely visible right here. There's a little town here, and there's a little town here, so it's not super far away. But as you zoom in, you can see that it's yellow. It's showing as a beach. And I'm going to switch over to Google Earth, and we will zoom in more and try to find ourselves a picture of that beach. And one of the things that I noticed when I was looking over the pictures of the beach that I found before I had decided to put this on this tape was that I stumbled across one of Italy's nude beaches. And this is where it is. Don't strain your eyes trying to look. You're not going to see anything. But as you can see, it's not a very wide beach. It's not a real long beach. It's just, one of your typical Italian beaches that are in the south part of the Italian Riviera, because it's pretty rocky and pretty cliffy around there, so you have to take what you can get. But as you can see, there's a lot of big rocks up in this area, and there's little ones down here. And as you go in, and as you put your mouse over the pictures, you'll see these little boxes come up. This is one of these weird pictures that Google Maps has on here. If you click on it, it shows you a different picture from a different view. It might not necessarily be the beach, but I just wanted you to see another beach area. And like I said, this is a nude beach. I don't really want to go into finding nude beaches, but if you're looking for that type of a beach, you can look it up on the internet. This is just another example of finding a beach and seeing what type of beach it is before you go there. I'm going to show you one of the great reasons why I like to play with Google Maps when I'm looking for something, especially vacation places. And this is going to be a prime example of it. I would be dragging up the coast looking for things just to see what is around, and all of a sudden I see this thing pop up. And I don't know what it is, but I'm looking at it, and as I zoom in, I can see that it looks like it could be some sort of private resort or just a regular hotel out of the way. I can grab the map and drag it. I can see that there's something up here also, and I want to see what it's like. I just go over here, like I've been telling you, to look for pictures on Google Maps, and here's one. If you're looking for seclusion, this looks like this is the place. Now, I'm not 100% sure how you would get there, since I just found it not too long ago, but I would assume that if you click back onto the maps, I don't know if these are roads, but if we click out, and keep going. These definitely look like roads, but these don't. So these could be some sort of trail that you would have to take into this area. But like I said, this is the kind of thing that you would find if you're just using Google Maps and you're just clicking and dragging along the coastline, and you can find all kinds of stuff like this. You can drag along if you want to see what the coastline really looks like, and you can zoom in and see. You can see the jagged edges. You can see that these are cliffs, and you can definitely tell that there aren't any towns around here, and it probably aren't going to be too many people hanging out at the water's edge. But you could just drag, click and drag, pull the coastline along, and it'll just follow it along as you're going, and then all of a sudden you'll pop up by another little town. Whether it has a beach or not, it's, another story. But as you can see here, I've dragged just a little ways. It's not that far, and here we are to a couple other little towns with some little beaches right along here, and you can find anything you want to find this way. Or if you come up and you want to stay here, or if you've heard about this town, you just type it in, and then you start looking. You start using Google Maps at this point, and we will find something else to look at. I'll show you. I've picked out a couple of towns in the northern part of the Italian Riviera. I've already shown you a couple in the south, but I've picked out a few towns, and to me, the Italian Riviera really starts around Genoa and goes south all the way to the French border, and that's where you're going to find a lot of the non-stop beaches. There's going to be a few little cliffs here and there, but for the most part, when you think of the Italian Riviera, you think beach after beach after beach, and that's what you're going to find in this area. But I still want to show you how to use Google Maps to pick out spots and to look for things. And I'm just going to zoom in. I've picked out this little town called Erinzono, and as I zoom in, I'm going to switch over to Google Earth, and even from this view I can already see that beaches are running all the way down through here, which is a longer stretch than we've seen at most of the places in the south. And as I zoom in, you're going to notice these little dots all over the place. Well, those are actually beach umbrellas, and this is a commercial beach. You can go out and rent yourself an umbrella and a chair. That doesn't mean you can't bring your own supplies and lay out down here, but it's just something that's available up in this area. And if you want to have a better look and look at the beach itself, you can come over here, look at these pictures again like I've shown you before. You can click on this one. Obviously you can see that here's a picture in the morning before people got there of the umbrellas all set up and chairs set up. I don't know if you come in and rent a space and you pick out where you want to lay, or if they tell you where to go lay, and there's changing stations up here. If you want to look at more pictures and see what type of a beach it is, just because it's a beach in the northern Riviera doesn't mean that it's going to be a nice sandy beach. And here's another picture. We can look at this one, and as you look at it, it looks like it's fairly rocky. That doesn't mean the entire beach area along this little coast is going to be all rocky, but it's just this little spot seems like it's pretty rocky, and it doesn't seem like anybody really cares that it's rocky or not. So it doesn't seem to make much difference to most of these people. It might make a difference to you. It all depends. But I want to show you one of the things that I use Google Maps for when I'm scoping out a place to stay. And I'm going to go down to this town down here and show you what I'm talking about. And I'm going to switch over to Google Earth because I see something funny that I wasn't sure what it was. And as I zoom in and move the map around, I can see that there's a lot of nice beach down here. And it looks like it's some pretty wide beaches. But I look over here and I can see that there's a working train switching yard. I don't know if you can hear it from here. It's 2 blocks away. It might be noisy, it might not. I mean, it looks like this beach is fairly busy, and it looks like there's a lot of people here, so maybe it's not a problem, but that would be something that you would need to decide. And just like all the other beaches, if you want to decide what kind of beach you want to be at, you can come down here and look for pictures and just click and see what kind of a beach it is. And this looks like it's a fairly sandy beach. It doesn't look like there's a lot of rocks around. As a matter of fact, this picture doesn't look like there's much rock at all. So this could be one of the reasons why, if it is noisy, people are willing to put up with some noise to have a nice sand beach. So that would just be something that would be up to you. But that's another tool that can give you better ideas of what's around the towns. You could also use this feature to locate. If you haven't gotten a hotel already, you could use it to find a hotel. If you've already gotten your hotel, you can use it to locate your hotel. If you haven't gotten a hotel and you decide to go through My Italian Travels, the hotel booking company that I uses Google Maps, and what they do is they'll have listings of here's a hotel, there's a hotel. They show you where all their hotels are, and you just hover over the little balloon that they have showing one of their hotels, and it will show you where it is. You just click on it and you can read all about it, and then it'll just help you find things. It makes things a lot easier for planning your vacation. And so here is what I've shown you on this town, and I've got one last that I'm going to show you, and let's go look at it. This is the last little trick I'm going to show you as far as your beach experience goes, and that's to help you find a restaurant near the beach. What I've done is I've picked out this little town of Verrazza because I know that there's some nice restaurants there, and there's some restaurants that have websites, and I just type in restaurants in Verrazza and click over here on the magnifying glass. And what happens is, as the map zooms in, it's going to populate the map with restaurants. It's going to show you listings of restaurants, and as you hover over them, it's going to point out, as you can see, where the restaurant is on the map. Only thing is once you click on any of these to get any information off of them, this feature stops working. But if you don't want that in the way, you can always click on this, and as you hover over anything, if it has a review, the review shows up. If you want to read the review, you can click on it. If you're looking for a restaurant that has a website, all you'd have to do is hover over it and click on it. I know this one here has a website, so I'm going to click on it, and it's going to show the listing of everything here. If you want to look at the site, you just click on it here. And this site is a nice site because it also is listed in English. It also shows you the entire menu. So you can come over here, click on English, and it's going to change the rest of the website over to English. You click over here on menu, and it's going to give you the menu. It's going to show you what's on the menu. It's going to give you prices, so that gives you an idea of what's going on. Because I don't know if you're the type of person that wants to be adventurous and just walk down the street and find a restaurant and pop in and see if it's something you like or not. But if you're not adventurous, then you can look over some of the websites from some of the restaurants in the towns you're going into. That's really easy to do. And then if you don't want to do that, you can always just go back out. If you just want to see where the restaurants are up and down the street, at least it'll give you an idea of where they are. And it just makes things a little bit easier. If you're down here and you know that there's 4 or 5 restaurants on this street, then you don't have any problem walking, that's fine. If you're in the middle of the town, you're thinking about being that you're hungry, you want lunch, and you're way up here, well, if you've looked at the map, or if you've made a copy of this map, you already know there's nothing up there to eat, so you're just going to have to walk down and around here. So this is just another tool that you can use from Google Maps for when you're hanging out at the beach in the Italian Riviera. I hope you've gotten a lot of information from this video, and hope you visit my website, My Italian Travels, and plan a really nice vacation.